It's coming out next year. It's the longest title in the world. It's Selling Sin at the Hoop Possum Auction. It's a southern story about a young boy who loses his parents to murder-suicide at the somewhat shady auction that the family runs. And this book has a lot to do with grief, as you might have guessed. And this scene shows some of why the narrator has a difficult time grieving his mother. The next thing, Scar, came from when I was 9, and I still don't know what it was about. I was just watching TV in my room, Barney Miller. It wasn't loud or anything. And there wasn't anybody home but me anyway. I was eating alphabets and chocolate milk for dinner, except the chocolate milk didn't taste very good because I tried to make it from cocoa powder and powdered sugar and buttermilk. She came home happy. I heard her drop her purse by the door and her shoes with the heels. She sang all the way across the house to the kitchen, drunk. Jolene from Dolly Parton. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. When I was little, I thought the song was about a man named Jolene. Some kind of kidnapper or a lawman who's going to take Dolly's man, Porter Wagner. She got in the fridge and pulled out some wine. I heard her pour it in one of the big wax paper cups we've been buying to save on doing dishes. I thought about coming out, but even when she was happy, it was safer to stay away, so I sat tight and kept trying to eat my cereal. Hummed into her wine for a little bit, and half the time Jolene turned into Love is like a butterfly or I will always love you. I couldn't pay any attention to Barney Miller because I was listening to make sure she stayed happy out there. I turned down my show to hear her better, and that's when I guess she remembered me. My hand was still on the volume thing when she came into my room. She was smiling real big. She said, "How you doing?" I said, "Fine." I said, "Ma'am," because she was better when you said ma'am sometimes. She said, "Give Mammy a hug." Shook her head. Said, "Give Mommy a hug." Put her arms up. I did. When I let go, she didn't let go. She had her mouth right by my ear. And man, did she smell like chemicals and strawberries. Avon Lady perfume and Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill wine. Said, "Whenever Mommy needs a hug, you're always here." I didn't say anything. She said, "Always, always, always." She sang, "I will always love you." I tried to pull away, but she held me real tight. And the hug felt kind of good, but kind of scary too, like it was way too tight for a hug. She said, "Always, always, always. Every time I go out, I have to come back early because you're always, always, always fucking here, aren't you?" I tried to pull away again, but I was stuck hard. I could hear her teeth grinding by my ear. She told me a conversation. She said in 2 voices, "Just stay a while. No, I gotta go home before bedtime. Your kid can get to bed on his own. He ain't big enough to take care of shit. He'll be fine. No, I gotta go." She said to me, "Do you know what a ball and chain is?" She said, "Do you know what drowning is?" She said, "Do you know what it's like to be trapped and crushed and older every fucking day?" I tried to push her off me, but that made her mad. She said, "No, you don't. You're going nowhere. You never fucking leave." And that's when she bit my neck. It was a big pain right off, and then she screamed through her teeth and bit harder until my skin tore up. I yelled right in her ear, and I think that's what got her to stop. She said, "Turn that shit off and go to sleep. Bedtime for babies. Get a Band-Aid on that first. I ain't washing your fucking pillow because you forgot to put on a fucking Band-Aid." God, it hurt. I turned off the TV right away and went into the bathroom. Cried, but quiet, because you have to be quiet. I had blood coming down my arm and across my chest, my back. We had a black towel in there that Daddy had to use when he was bloody from filleting fish or skinning coons or whatever. I tried to clean up with that as well as I could. There were 5 or 6 places where she got all the way through the skin. A couple you couldn't really tell whether they were cuts or just dents, but at least 5 were bleeding pretty good. I got the tin box with all the assorted Band-Aids, but they were all the wrong size. I could have used a bunch of the little round ones if the cuts weren't so close together, and the biggest Band-Aid wasn't big enough to cover all the wounds either. I dug around under the sink and found a thing called a sanitary pad that looked perfect. Big enough to cover the whole wipe. I stuck that on my neck with some scotch tape and went to bed quick. Took the towel and put it over my pillow just in case the blood didn't stop. But that thing worked just great. I got in trouble the next morning anyway, and my neck ended up getting infected. And you know, I never could watch Barney Miller again. Thank you.